The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Angela Lagunzad. The LTFRB is looking to open around 100 old and new PUV routes ahead of school opening on August 22. LTFRB Chairperson Cheloy Garafil said they plan to deploy around 80% of PUVs with new routes plying the University Belt and other student-heavy areas. The agency is also planning to increase the number of buses traversing the EDSA busway from 400 to 550. This is to accommodate more commuters once face-to-face classes begin. The Health Department plans to procure Omicron-adapted vaccines from other countries once these become available. DOH Officer in Charge Maria Rosario Vergeria said these new generation vaccines for COVID-19 specifically target the Omicron subvariant, and Vergeria noted that this kind of vaccine reportedly made by Moderna could be available by the fourth quarter of this year. Other health experts have likewise confirmed that manufacturers are reformulating their vaccines to target Omicron subvariants. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Angela Lagunzad. Malacanang is defending Executive Secretary Vic Rodriguez against rumors of his supposed involvement in the release of an illegal order to import sugar. Press Secretary Trixie Cruz Angeles said Rodriguez was the one who brought up the issue to President Bongbong Marcos Jr. She added that Rodriguez called for an importation plan and not an importation order. Angeles described the rumors implicating Rodriguez as a demolition job against the executive secretary. Some sugar planters are opting to harvest early in order to augment supply and help ease prices. The United Sugar Producers Federation told Radyo 5 that some 4,000 sacks of raw sugar are now up for bidding. The supply is expected to reach markets by the first or second week of September. Prices of sugar have gone up to as much as 100 pesos per kilo as supply falls short.
The industry has already started harvesting. We forced this, no? We forced the harvesting mag-umpisa early just to suffice the supposedly lack of sugar in the market. Parang magdagsa yung volume natin and bababa yung presyo. So konting tiyaga po.
On August 14, 1945, the world changed forever after then U.S. President Harry Truman announced Japan's unconditional surrender, ending World War II. But that's not the only historical event that happened this day. Let's find out more from this report by the Associated Press.
August 14th, 1945.
This is a victory of more than arms alone. This is a victory of liberty over tyranny.
In Washington, President Harry Truman announces Japan's unconditional surrender, ending World War II. Weeks later, a surrender ceremony on the USS Missouri in Tokyo Bay formally concludes 6 years of fighting in Europe and the Pacific. 2003. 50 million people lose power as a huge blackout hits the northeastern United States and parts of Canada. An Ohio-based utility later receives much of the blame for the outages, which highlight the condition of North America's power grid. 1935.
Today, a hope of many years standing is in large part fulfilled.
In Washington, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signs the Social Security Act. The law provides retirement income to elderly Americans and other government benefits to this day. 1969. British troops arrive in Northern Ireland. They are sent there to intervene amid a surge in sectarian violence between Protestants and Roman Catholics. But that violence continues to flare in the troubled province until a peace process emerges decades later. 1980. During the Cold War, workers begin a strike at the Lenin shipyard in Gdansk, Poland. The job action leads to the Solidarity labor movement, the first independent union behind the Iron Curtain. Solidarity helps topple communism in Poland by the end of the decade. And 1945. Excuse me! Steve Martin, actor, comedian, writer, and producer, is born in Waco, Texas. Today in history, August 14th. Camille Bohannon, The Associated Press.
Those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 10:15 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Angela Lagunzad, mask on. Wash hands and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.